welcome. Welcome to my basement. This is the studio. This is where all Boom stuff gets kept if you haven't been down here before. And where my tools are, my stuff, and where I charge all my batteries. Right now, as is tradition in my family, we are preparing for our photo with Santa. And this is something we have done every year our entire lives. So we grew up and my mom would take us to get our picture with Santa every Christmas, and all those pictures exist. And then there was one year where she couldn't take us. And this was into my older brother was in college, I was in high school, I think. Maybe I had just gotten to college. But yeah, I was definitely in college. AO Stream Marine, excuse me. And so we started, my mom's like, you need to go take your picture with Santa. And so we did, and we dressed up like idiots because she couldn't do anything about it. And we took this photo that was fantastic. And then the following year we went dressed as ninjas. And it was a very fun experience. And from there, it just sort of took off and went a whole nother direction. We kept getting bigger and crazier with every iteration of these costumes. And we would start to, oh, what up, Jay? I should have guessed. I didn't want to, you're not the only Marine who streams, but that would have been my first guess. But I'm prepping for our Santa photo, and if Jay, if you haven't seen them, I'm not online anywhere anymore, but I'll send you one. I'll send you a couple after the stream's over. But so we're prepping, and we go elaborate costumes every year, like some ridiculous theme. We've gone as bank robbers, as surgeons, as turn of the century coal miners. We've done all these ridiculous little things, and we always do it the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, so tomorrow. And we've just gotten bigger and bigger with the prep, and so we like to make everything from scratch. We don't like to buy props. There were a couple years where we bought Celtics jerseys, and we went as Celtics players, and that was one where we did not know what we were doing until we got to the mall to take our picture with Santa. So it's been a fun tradition. It's been 15 years of doing these photos this ridiculous way, maybe almost 20 years now. And so tonight I'm doing some prep to get ready for prep tomorrow, and that includes sewing. And I have a sewing machine, and at the beginning of the pandemic I guess it was right before the pandemic hit. I got a sewing machine. Yeah, it was right after Luke was born. I got a sewing machine. I'm like, I'm gonna learn to sew. This is gonna be fun. And then when the pandemic hit, I thought to myself, oh hey, this is gonna be hey Justin. I'm like, this is gonna be a handy skill to have. Maybe I'll learn how to do something that will be useful as a skill. And turns out I made a shirt one time and it was awful. And since then I've only used the sewing machine to prep for Santa photos, which probably is not the most economical use of a sewing machine. But right now I am having a huge problem trying to thread this bobbin, which is not something I ever thought I would say, nor something I ever thought I would struggle with. But I followed all the instructions exactly how I was supposed to. Things are where they're supposed to be, and yet this bobbin will not thread. I've got my needle threaded, and I'm supposed to turn this wheel, and alas, do I have to go backwards? Oh, I was going backwards. Sean, you dummy. So there we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Okay. My needle is threaded. I can begin now. So, unfortunately, I can't reveal to you anything that I'm doing specifically for this year's theme, because we don't share anything until the first people who get to see it. Our tradition has been on Wednesday night we take it to my parents, who are usually waiting quite eagerly to find out what hijinks we got up to this year. So given that is the spirit of this, we've always played it very close to the vest as far as sharing our ideas out beforehand. And so I'm excited for this year, and I hope it's a fun year. It should be. We've got some interesting challenges this year as far as COVID protocols and the like. So I'm excited to see sort of what we do with it. Did I mess this up? I messed this up again, didn't I? When you signed up to watch this live stream, were you like, hey, I hope I watch somebody thread a sewing machine bobbin? This would be a good use of my time, and I'm sorry about that. But I got it. At long last, I got it. So I'm not going to spend too much time on here tonight going over all this stuff because I just don't think it's that interesting. But I'm hoping a few years ago we made a video, like a behind the scenes. It was the year that we tried to match the background. Like we went to Santa's place in the mall and we took our photo. We like posed, took our photo, and then we went back and designed our outfits to like perfectly match the background so that like we blended into the cushions and our arms and the flowers and wherever, like, so you could see the sign through my brother's head. And so we made a behind the scenes video about how we did that one. And I really liked it. It's a fun video to go back and watch and see how we come up with these things and how we execute them. So I'm hoping, in spite of being a little bit separated as we prep for this one, maybe my brothers will put together some behind the scenes stuff of the things that they're doing, just film it with their phones or whatnot, and we'll have some sort of video we can put out there and show. That's it. I'm gonna cut it off. 7 minutes. Thanks for hanging out for a few. It's Tuesday night and I was 2 minutes late, but I thank you for being a part of this. It's been fun. I shared a video this morning, like former pre-med student reviews medical movies. And I loved making that, and I'm so happy that it's getting a ton of views. It has like 90 views as I said this, and most of my videos get like 20. So it's kind of cool. It was a step into something I've never done before. Like I had to write that video out. I filmed it just me alone in a studio. Like there was no feed of these films or anything like that I'm watching. Like I just knew what it would basically be about, and then later that day when I edited it, that's the first time I got clips from any of the show and was just looking for clips that sort of fit what I knew I would be talking about. And it turned out okay. I've gotten some texts saying, hey, Sean, that was funny, and that makes it all worth it. So thanks for hanging out. Have a fantastic evening, and yeah, that's all I got. Cheers.